Hey, it's Keith at Scheider Farms, and we want to welcome you to our living room this morning. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about houseplants. So we wanted to put up our Christmas tree, and of course, putting up the Christmas tree means moving some furniture. And of course, moving furniture means moving some plants around. So we brought our houseplants in this fall and just kind of brought them in and didn't really put them where we wanted. Just got them in and got some new things in. So bringing the Christmas tree in actually gave us a chance to do some things with our houseplants. So the first thing we did, we just kind of pulled them all out, pulled a bunch of them out, cleaned them up. There were some dead leaves on some, looked for insects, any problems with them, and took care of that. And then the next thing we did was we wanted to arrange them so they look nice together. So one of the things you want to do with your houseplants is if you have a variety, you don't want to clump all of your spiky leaf plants together and then all of your round leaf. You want to combine them and mix them up a little bit. You want to have different textures, different heights, different colors, and arrange them so they look good. And one important thing I think to have is a variety of some plant stands. So we got different heights of plant stands to give us a kind of a tiered look, just to break the height up. And then another thing you want to watch when you're bringing your houseplants in and you're putting them out is, like, we have a window here, so we want the things that need the brightest light or that can tolerate the most light kind of in the back by the window, and maybe some things that don't need as much sun or can't take the sun kind of in front where they're going to do a little bit better. In the winter, one of the biggest problems with houseplants is the air is so dry, and our house, you know how your skin gets, is just dried out in the winter. So plants, they're tropical plants, so they come from places that have high humidity and that are warm. So winters are just kind of tough on a lot of plants. So to help with that, a couple things we do is we have a register here, which is always bad. It's always got air moving and it's always kind of dry. But I've got a saucer of water that I try to keep full throughout the winter. And then also, in a lot of our saucers, I'll have water. So like this one here, I've got some gravel in there to keep the plant from sitting down in the water, and then I keep that full of water, and that just helps create a little bit of humidity around there, and it keeps the plants a little happier. Some of the other ones, one of the things we do is most of our pots, we don't actually plant the plant in. We'll have it in a plastic pot and just set it in the pot. And then that way, when we do have to repot them, we just take that out. They're easier to get out of those pots and then just drop them back into another decorative pot. So like that one there, we just have it set inside. And then a lot of these saucers have water in them, so just to give it some more humidity. Another thing on houseplants at this time of year is watering. It's very critical. You don't want to keep them too wet and you don't want to keep them too dry. So, we're always asked, how often do I need to water my plants? And I can't say once a week or once every 5 days. You really have to check your plants and learn, because all of the plants need different amounts of water. And depending on the size, depending on the species, you're just going to really have to check them. And that's part of the fun of having the plants, is get to know them a little bit. And when they dry out, you might have to water them, and it'll take a while to soak in, and water them again to get them really good and hydrated again if they do dry out. So keep that in mind, and just pay attention to them. Look at them, touch the soil, see if it's dry on top, and that's usually when they need water, is when it's starting to dry out on top. Fertilizing in the winter, you want to cut way back on your fertilizer. We don't want to encourage growth right now. It's kind of a sleeping time for the plant. So cut back on the fertilizer, maybe none at all for the next few months until we get into spring and a little bit longer light. You don't want them to get stretched out. We don't want to encourage new growth right now. We just want to keep them alive and happy. So watch your watering. And and I just wanted to let you know that one last thing. Don't worry about killing a few houseplants. I know it's sad. I know nobody wants to do it, But just so you know, I've killed many plants since we started growing plants. We've been doing it for a few years in here. And I've overwatered, I've underwatered, I've had them in the wrong light situations, I've had them in front of registers, and I've killed a few plants in my day. So don't be afraid of that. But if you're watching them and you see that they're not happy, you might try moving them or try something different, just to learn to see what likes what. So that's part of the fun in having houseplants is in nurturing and keeping it alive and happy and healthy. So I hope you have some houseplants, and I hope you all have them brought in and in a place where they're at. And I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and we will see you soon.